there is strength in your tears. And so you fight to keep from pouring out. But what if you unlock the gate that keeps your secret soul? Do you think that there's enough? You might drown if no one will listen. If you decide to speak, if no one is left standing after the bombs explode, if no one wants to look at you for what you really are, I will be here still. No one can tell you where you alone must go. There's no telling what you'll find there. And God, I know the fear that eats away at your bones, screaming every step.
Harvey, he was a great man. He was very kind to me. I'm really close to my mom and dad now. They're really good people. You know, they never did anything but try to make me know that I was loved and supported. But when I came out, I was like panicking. You know, I was 17. It was a long, long time ago, and they were really frightened for me. And so for a couple of years, I wasn't really talking to them that much. But it was a time when I really needed a dad and a father figure, and Harvey was the most appropriate father figure for all of the young people that were around him, gay and straight, boys and girls.
I think it's important that other people in the mainstream see that there are gay people in all walks of life, and they're good people, and they're good citizens, and they contribute to society as a whole. and I'm glad to be a part of it.
From what I know of him, I think he seems like he was a really outstanding and important figure, not just in terms of gay rights, but in human rights.
I myself at the time was kind of heterophobic. I really didn't like straight people because I was afraid of them. And going with Harvey to the union halls and the senior citizens' homes and watching him fearlessly cross all of those boundaries just really inspired me a lot.
You know, I think he's like our Martin Luther King in the sense of he's our icon, and he was a martyr since he was murdered by Dan White.
Yeah, he's up there with all the peacemakers. You know, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, even Malcolm X, for crying out loud, you know? I mean, trying to make
His
change.
name was Harvey Milk, and he was here to recruit us, all of us, to join a movement and change a nation. For much of his early life, he had silenced himself. In the prime of his life, he was silenced by the act of another. But in the brief time in which he spoke and ran and led, his voice stirred the aspirations of millions of people. He would become, after several attempts, one of the first openly gay Americans elected to public office. And his message of hope, hope unashamed, hope unafraid, could not ever be silenced. It was Harvey who said it best. You got to give him hope.
My mama told me when I was young, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair, put my lipstick on, in a glass of purple dry. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. There's nothing where to say I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause I make no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hurt yourself and regret, just love yourself instead. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. There ain't no way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. There ain't no way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag.
Sexual orientation is innate, God-given, then what does it mean to the moral force of your argument? And I guess to put it in the vernacular, what I would ask is, How many more gay people does God have to create before we ask ourselves whether or not God actually wants them around? And
Please keep applause to yourselves.
how many gay people does God have to create before we ask ourselves whether the living of their lives the way they wish, as long as they don't harm others, is a godly and holy and happy and glorious thing? I've answered that for myself. I don't think everyone's answered that for themselves necessarily in this room.
I think there's been a single moment in which LGBT issues became important to me. I think it's an accumulation of a lifetime of friends and family, people I've gotten to know who have helped me understand how the fight for LGBT rights is consistent with that most important part of America's character, which is to constantly expand opportunity and fairness to everybody. We've seen a profound cultural shift just in the last decade, partly because folks are family now. This isn't a matter of strangers. These are people we love, people we care about.